The abandoned gas station. Emily was driving down a desolate highway in the dead of night. Her headlights cut through the darkness, and her radio played soft music. She'd left the city behind and was heading to her parents' house in a rural area. The road stretched on for miles, surrounded by dense forest, and she hadn't seen another car in hours. As the minutes turned into hours, a sense of unease crept over her. The isolation of the road and the oppressive silence made her anxious. The only sign of life was the occasional rustling of leaves and the faint hooting of owls. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching her from the shadows. Then it happened. The car shuddered and slowed down. Emily's heart sank as she realized she had a flat tire. Cursing her luck, she pulled over to the side of the road and parked the car. She grabbed her phone to call for help, but there was no signal. Panic set in. She was in the middle of nowhere with no way to reach anyone. Emily knew she had no choice but to walk. She locked the car and began making her way down the dark highway, hoping to find a place with a signal. After what felt like an eternity, she spotted the dim, flickering lights of an old, abandoned gas station in the distance. Relief washed over her as she quickened her pace and reached the gas station. The place seemed like a relic from a bygone era, with faded signs and a dilapidated appearance. She pushed the creaking door open and stepped inside, her footsteps echoing through the empty building. The interior was covered in a thick layer of dust, and cobwebs hung from the ceiling. No one had been here for a long time. As Emily explored, she noticed an old, outdated newspaper on the counter. The headline read, "Mysterious Disappearances in Small Town." Her heart skipped a beat as she read about a series of unexplained disappearances in the area. Goosebumps rose on her skin, and she felt a shiver down her spine. She was about to leave when she heard a faint sound coming from outside, the sound of a car engine approaching. Panic set in once again. She rushed to the window, her heart pounding. There in the darkness stood a menacing figure with a sinister grin. Emily couldn't see the person's face clearly, but the chilling smile sent a wave of terror through her. Without a second thought, she ducked behind the counter, praying that whoever it was would go away. The figure entered the gas station, its heavy footsteps echoing through the building. Emily held her breath, trying to stifle her fear. She watched as the figure moved around, searching for something. Then it stopped, and she could hear labored breathing. With her heart in her throat, Emily risked a peek at the counter. The figure was now staring directly at her, its eyes gleaming with malice. It took a step closer, and Emily knew she had to act fast. Summoning all her courage, she bolted from her hiding spot and sprinted toward the exit. The figure gave chase, its footsteps thundering behind her. Emily's lungs burned as she ran into the darkness, desperately searching for safety. She could hear the figure closing in, but she couldn't stop. Her legs carried her as fast as they could. Just when she thought she couldn't go on any longer, she stumbled upon her car. With trembling hands, she fumbled for her keys, unlocked the car, and jumped inside. She started the engine and peeled out of the gas station, leaving the sinister figure behind. As she left, her heart raced as she pondered the mysterious figure at the deserted gas station. And what if she hadn't escaped? What sinister fate awaited her in that desolate place? The memory of that night haunted Emily for years, and she never ventured down that highway again. The abandoned gas station remained a chilling reminder of the terror she had experienced in the middle of nowhere with a flat tire.